these actually turn out good, which the way they're looking right now, they're not going to, but let's say they turn out good, Wendy's can have this idea for free. They can have a Hanukkah special for Latkes, and I won't even charge them for the idea. That is how generous I am. Did you know that the burger you did not buy at Wendy's yesterday is now Wendy's chili today? Wendy's is one of the only fast food establishment that takes their old ingredients and turns them into something new. But I think they have a blindness. I think they're potentially missing a genius menu item, and that is a latke. What on earth is a latke? A latke is a crispy potato pancake, essentially. It is potato shreds with a little bit of onion, mashed into a patty, fried, and then crispy and dipped into sour cream traditionally. It is a Jewish traditional item that you see during Hanukkah pretty often, and they are delicious. So today, I want to find out, can we turn this bag of old Wendy's potatoes into crispy latkes? Let's take a look at what we're working with here. So here's the Wendy's spread. We've got a Wendy's baked potato. This is a cheesy potato because we don't really have binders for this. I'm hoping the cheese will help hold this together. We've got a little bit of sour cream and a little bit of buttery spread that goes with our baked potato, but we'll see if we end up using that or not. We've got a hamburger. Now, why on earth would I need a hamburger for a latke? Well, I don't. But what I do need is inside of this. Onion. This is what I need off of this burger. I'm not a big fan of onion, but a traditional latke has onions, so we need to put onions in there. We'll also probably end up using a little bit of the bun because, again, I don't have a binder, but I do have a little bit of bread, and that could help hold things together. So we've got that, and then obviously we need some French fries as well. We can't just make latkes out of this mushy baked potato. That's never going to work. It's never going to get crispy enough. But I'm hoping if we add in some of the fries, which are a little more structurally whole as potatoes, you know, maybe we'll get there. That's the hope anyway. We'll see if this actually holds up or not. So to start, we're gonna take this baked potato and we're gonna put it in this bowl, and we're just gonna put it in there like as is and maybe mush it up a bit. So goodbye, potato. Oh yeah, that's good. Yep, let's get all the cheese in there, the cheese sauce. So we're making cheesy latkes today. Yeah, let's get it all in there. Wonderful. Oh, that's great. All right, let's turn this into a mash. I'm concerned again that the real issue with this is that it's not going to stick together. But if we've got all this cheese in here, maybe it will stick together. Now, if we were just making mashed potatoes, I'd say we were in a good spot, but we're not. Let's add some fries to this. We need more structure than just this mashed potato. We need like actual, typically in a latke, you would take a whole russet potato and you would shred it on a box grater. Instead, we're going to take these potatoes and we're going to dice them. So we're not going to have quite a shred going on. We'll have a little bit of a dice. All right, we're pretty diced here, but we need to soak up some grease. So let's try soak up any moisture. Otherwise, these aren't going to fry into something crispy. Oh, the sad things we do with fast food. I'm telling you, Wendy's really has an opportunity here to bring Hanukkah joy to so many people. Make it a holiday thing, only have it for Hanukkah if you want, whatever you gotta do. All right, next up, we need the onion in there. And I honestly hate onion, so I'm gonna chop this super duper fine because I don't really want the onion in there. I think that's about as fine as it's gonna go. So let's dump them in and let's see what this blends into. If it doesn't really hold together, the cheese is actually already kind of making this into something pretty solid. So I think we might actually be good without having to add the bread. Now, is this going to be very latke-y? Probably not. But are we going to be close? That's the real goal. I think this might be good enough without the bread from the burger bun. It's already very sticky, wanting to stick together, so I think it might work as is. That said, I want to go ahead and patty a few of them and see if maybe I can dry off any more moisture on these. Let's make one sort of little patty here. I can tell you right now, this is not what a latke normally looks like. So we'll see. And let's see if we can dry it off Okay, that is helping a little bit, I think. Oh, but now it's stuck to the paper towel. We don't want that. So we've got one, and I don't know that we can get them any drier than that without them just like, sticking to the paper towel. So let's make a couple more. These look like Play-Doh. These look like Play-Doh. So that's fun. That's good news, right? That's a good sign that this would look like Play-Doh instead of, an actual food product. So there we go. There's another. Now, if you're new here, you might be asking yourself, why in the holy hell are you doing this? Sometimes I just wonder. Sometimes you have ideas and you're just like, I wonder if that idea is a good idea. And sometimes when you have those thoughts in your brain, the only way to get them out of your brain is to do it. Oh, this one definitely stuck. I might need new paper towels. I think they're getting a little too soggy. So yeah, that's why I'm doing this essentially, is because I had an idea and I couldn't get it out of my brain, and now here we are. These actually turn out good, which the way they're looking right now, they're not going to, but let's hold our judgment until we get them fried off. But let's pretend they turn out good. You know what? Wendy's can have this idea for free. That's how generous I am. Wendy's can take this idea. They can have a Hanukkah special for Latkes, and I won't even charge them for the idea. That is how generous I am. If these turn out bad, I might regret the rest of my evening. We'll see. My main concern now, I think, is that using that cheese as the binder is going to just burn up when we go to cook it. Ta-da! There's our latke patties. Well, okie dokie. Next up, we're going to get some oil heated up in our Paris Hilton pan, the return of our Paris Hilton pan. Yay. We're going to heat up some oil there. We're going to do a shallow pan fry on these. Yeah, we'll see. Jack, stick them up. Oh, good. Oh, you're very excited. Stick them up. Good girl. You can eat it. You're a beggar. You're full of beggingness. Those are the saddest eyes I've ever seen. You do not need more burger. No, you don't. All right, let's see what we got going on here. Not getting the sizzle. A little bit. We'll go ahead and layer these in. They should start sizzling soon. We'll try and get all 5 of them in there. 6, I mean. I wouldn't recommend using your fingers like that unless you're trying to give yourself an oil burn, but, whatever. Live dangerously. Look, all I'm saying is that if Dave Thomas can take day-old burgers and turn them into some of the most delicious chili I've ever had, there's no reason why I can't take day-old potatoes and turn those into latkes. No one here is calling you crazy. You know that, right? Well, you're looking at me like I am. You're looking at me like I'm crazy, and I don't appreciate it. All right, our Wendy's latkes are frying. We'll give them a couple minutes on each side and, pray to the fast food gods that these turn out crispy and delicious and not like little fried pucks of Play-Doh, which is kind of what they look like right now. They don't smell terrible, but they also don't smell good. So we'll see. It's been a few minutes, so let's see how we're looking. Oh, flipped a little too early on that one. So let's give the other ones a little bit more time. All right, I don't want these to burn, so let me see how this one's doing. They're wanting to fall apart. real bad. They're wanting to fall apart. No. They're falling apart. Maybe this was a fool's errand, and this just isn't gonna work at all. We can't go back at this point. We only have to go forward. So we're just gonna keep cooking these, and we're gonna pray for the best. While those are frying up, let me tell you about the other ingredient I got. That's right, a Frosty. We're not gonna dip these in sour cream. We're gonna dip them in a vanilla Frosty, because that's what you do. That's what you do when you go to Wendy's. All right, let's try and maybe flip this one again. Yeah, well, I didn't do a very good job flipping, and he's still not fully wanting to hold together. But I'll tell you what, that's looking crispy. That's actually looking crispy. This is also like soaked up every bit of oil that was in the pan. Whatcha? Hey, whatcha? Hey. The more they cook here, the more they're kind of starting to stick together. Now that they've gone another flip, oh my God. Did we do it? Let's give it a few more minutes. Oh, he held together. Yay. Oh, our doctored one's sticking together too. We're going to let these drip dry a little bit. We want to wick off as much oil as possible. Oh, God. I'm ruining it. I had one that stuck together and I'm ruining him. We're going to let these go, though, and let them kind of drip dry so that we can get as crunchy as possible. All right, it's the moment of truth. Did we turn our Wendy's old potatoes, our Wendy's trash, into a Latke Hanukkah miracle? They did not hold together very well while cooking, but look at that. That is a crispy little potato pancake. That's what that is. Now, is it any good? Is Wendy's gonna thank me, or is she going to ban me from ever coming into one of her restaurants ever again? We're about to find out. So let's take this one. This was the first one we put in the frying pan, and it's held together probably the best. And I was gonna spoon the Frosty out on top, but I think it's holding up well enough. You might just be able to dip. Will our hubris ruin us? Oh, okay. Wendy's Latkes going in. Well, I'll tell you what, it is very crispy. It is very, very crispy, which was pretty much the whole battle, right? That said, let me get a bite of this by itself. Well, what's the verdict? You know what? I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. 6 out of 10. Not bad, but not good. It is crispy. That's fantastic. I love that it's crispy. It is surprisingly bland. It tastes like oil and like sort of slightly burnt potato and not much else. Surprisingly, it's not very salty. It's just not very, I don't get the onion in it at all. Maybe I didn't use enough onion. Maybe I chopped it up too fine. I don't know. When I dip it into the Frosty, it tastes like I'm eating a spoonful of cooking oil with a little bit of Frosty. It doesn't really taste like a cheesy potato, which is what I wanted. As it is, it's just bland. Like, it's bland. That's really the main issue. The more I eat it, the more I'm kind of liking it. Now, is it as good as a regular latke? No. No, it's not. But I think this is enough to say that this is a proof of concept. I think this is enough to go to Wendy's and say, look, my dumb ass was able to make this in my kitchen with not very good cooking skills, and it wasn't half bad. I'm sure you, with your highly paid corporate chefs, can come up with something that actually is delicious. And I want to see it on the menu. Let's do it. Let's petition Wendy's. Put latkes on the menu. Don't make us beg, Wendy. I like begging. Okay, well, that's enough of that. All right, I'm done today. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye, babies.